Hey, welcome back to the show. I'm John F. Gately. You can call me Jack, joining you from beautiful downtown Plymouth. Where's my hat? America's hometown. America's hometown. Thank you very much, Santa, for the hat. Massachusetts, behind enemy lines here in beautiful Plymouth. It is a cold but chilly, cold and chilly. It's a cold day, but sunny day. That's what I wanted to say. Cold and sunny day in beautiful downtown Plymouth. So, what everyone's talking about today and over the last 48 hours or so has been the accusation or thesis, I should say, from Dr. Malone when he spoke to Joe Rogan the other day about mass formation psychosis. Now, you might remember that Joe Rogan's video with Dr. Malone got banned because basically Dr. Malone's thesis is that all of society is focused on this one thing, the virus, and we're basically getting hypnotized by the virus, and in doing so, we're losing track of what actually is happening in our society, especially as it applies to your civil rights. And so you can still listen to that interview on Spotify and probably some other places on the internet as well, but not on YouTube. It's been banned on YouTube. So hopefully this video won't be banned on YouTube. I hope not. But this mass formation psychology thing is starting to take on like a meme life of its own, which is great. Which is, you have these thinkers that work at academia or whatever, and then these things filter down into popular culture. And one of the best was today, actually, from Paul, what's his name? James Watson. Paul James, which you probably have heard of before. Paul Joseph. I'm sorry, I got the name wrong. And here is his tweet. He took a screenshot of this. Who I don't know who these people are. Diana Barrett or whoever. My husband took her kids to eat indoors at a restaurant tonight with mean faces. That would be an ex-husband to me, writes Anna Packman. Where's Anna's mask? She doesn't have a mask on in her photo. Oh my God, no mask on her Twitter photo? We're in the middle of getting divorced, Diana writes back. And then Peony Provax plus Max Reese, whatever that means. Good for you. That's abusive, taking your kids out to eat indoors. Oh, it's totally abusive. How shame on him. He's probably toxic masculinity, taking the kids indoors to eat. Of course, all children should be everybody should be forced to eat outside, right? Like those kids in the school in New York City, right? So if you look down further, Paul Joseph Watson, let me see if I can get his name right. He's only got like a gazillion YouTube followers. I probably should get his name right. Says, this is mass formation psychosis. Very good, Paul. Very, very good. Not everyone's figured this out in terms of the hypnosis that they're under, and it's going to take a long time, if ever, that some people figure it out. And I think a good example of that was the Today Show today. So let's see if we can bring this up. Here she is here. I don't even remember the name of the correspondent. You probably do, but this is the Today Show.
Okay, so we talked to Dr. John Torres about this because I actually just sent my kids out the door this morning minutes ago with...
She sent her kids out the door minutes ago, and we consulted a doctor before I did that.
2 masks. He says obviously the KN95 and N95 are the most effective, but it can be really hard to find them in small kid sizes. And
you see, there's a market niche. Now, this virus is creating a lot of business opportunity. All you got to do is now find create K95 masks for kids, kid sizes. It's like a Happy Meal.
On your kids all day, they're not the most comfortable. So
right. No kid wants to wear any mask. It doesn't matter, all day long. As soon as they get on the bus, they slip it below their nose, right? Everybody does. Every kid does that in America. And if you're not doing that, there is something wrong with you.
The second best option is to make sure you have a kid-size surgical mask. And by the way, look at what a difference the kid-size mask is from the adult size.
And think, you can still sell these they're probably about half the size, but you could probably sell it for, say, like a third less. So there's more profit margin probably in the smaller masks. This is a great business opportunity.
So you really want to make sure you have one that fits your child's face, and you want to layer the cloth mask over that mask. So the surgical mask goes on first, and then the cloth mask. If you can't do that, surgical mask.
You can't do that. Oh my God. Then just wear the surgical mask.
Alone, Dr. Torres says, least best, but better than nothing, the 2-layer cotton mask that fits your child. The best.
Okay, make it stop. So obviously she sent her kids. Imagine, I feel bad for her kids. She sent her kids to school today with 2 masks. Yeah, imagine, depending upon what type of school she is, but you know, as far as I'm looking at it, she's like the parent who said, you know, she's the parent that sends their kids to school with 2 masks. Just unbelievable. So, bringing you up to date on the mask mandate here in beautiful Plymouth, America's hometown, behind enemy lines in Massachusetts. Yeah, we won't do that again. The Board of Health is going to reconsider the mask mandate tomorrow at 4 p.m. That'd be Wednesday at 4 p.m. I've posted a couple of videos up on Facebook, clips of the meeting, and then I posted one yesterday, which is like a Fauci one, talking about how you shouldn't stigmatize people, and splicing that together with the clips from the Board of Health and posting up the link. So I'm hoping that a good amount of the town, or a healthy chunk of people, show up to speak against the mask mandate. We'll see how that goes. I'll keep you up to date. When I did post one of these videos the other day, there were, you know how like you posted on the town Facebook page and, you know, town discussion, town issues, and you know how people kind of then take it over the post, which is great. That's why you post it there, right? To sponsor discussion about it. And I was just thinking about how these 2 people are going back and forth on my post, which is great. And then I realized how closely some people that are not, you know, I don't know what this guy does for a living or anything, but I don't think he's listening to Dr. Malone 24 hours a day. He probably never even heard of Dr. Malone. But he concisely described the entire mass formation psychosis theory in 4 words. And here it is. Let's bring it up on the screen for you. So they're going back and forth, these 2 people, Cheryl and Kenny. And let's see if we can bring that a little bit close. No, it's about as big as it's going to get for you. There we go. Cheryl says, we're in the middle of a freaking pandemic. In other words, she's panicked. She's you know, dialed up to 11 on the fear porn. And Kenny's response is, Cheryl, you are the pandemic. And I don't know this guy, Kenny Craig, some guy here in Plymouth, America's hometown. Hold on, let's send that to. I mean, I'm running a business here, you know. So we'll call back. That was Pennsylvania. Who knows who they are? Just boiling it right down. Fear porn is the and those who traffic in that, they are the pandemic. Way to go, Kenny. Very insightful. You basically channeled the entire Dr. Malone thesis in 4 words. Cheryl, you are the pandemic. So, you know, it kind of gives me a little bit of hope. I sent this message over to Kenny, who I don't know, and I was like, bingo, you nailed it. And it just kind of gives you a little hope that there's still some common sense left in beautiful Massachusetts. I did learn, this was kind of encouraging, that the Let's Go Brandon store chain, of which there's, I think, 4 here in Massachusetts, is now expanding. They're going to have one down Cape Cod, and they're going to have one up by the New Hampshire border, which is great. And there is one in Hanson, which is really not that far. I could drive over to Hanson, no problem. Or I might wait to go down the Cape Cod one. But, you know, maybe that would be a good video for the channel, right? Little field trip over to the Hanson or the new Cape Cod one. That might be a really good video for the channel. We'll see. But they are expanding. And there's one that's, I mean, it's a little bit of a ride for me. I know if you're watching from some other parts of the country, you're like, an hour is nothing. But for most Massachusetts residents, an hour is like, you think twice about going, especially with gas prices where they are. So, yeah, they're expanding. Good for them. And I also noticed that Brandon himself has now gotten a sponsor for his race car that is LG Let's Go Brandon coin. So it's like a crypto coin. Let's Go Brandon. Good for him. But then, once you see those two things, you start to realize that there is a lot of local problem here in Massachusetts. Today, on Beacon Hill, the State House, where I used to work a long, long, long time ago, it's been, 25 years since I left working there. I know, I'm an old geezer. There was a bill today to make the wearing of masks by students and teachers and instructors and staff a law, not an emergency instruction by the Department of Education, but a law. And I know, they'll never, ever stop. That was actually kind of my point with the mask mandate. The chairman of the Board of Health has been pushing a mask mandate here in Plymouth since August, if not before. And he came very close in August and very close in September of getting it passed. But now they're promising us, of course, that this is only going to be a temporary thing, that they'll get rid of the mask mandate at the end of February. Right. 2 weeks to flatten the curve. It will only be 2 months. It is. It's like a cycle. It never ends. So she's pushing a bill to make masks a law. So if your kid goes into school next year, they'll wear it forever for their entire school experience, K through 12. It's insane, but it's nice to have occasionally, I guess, to have the lefty, liberal, commie nut jobs that basically run Massachusetts show their hand, right? This is what we really want. And they want masks forever. And that's what I said also with our local Facebook thing. The policy, once they get in place, is masks forever. Understand that it's masks forever. They've been pushing it in August. I don't think anyone could even pronounce Omicron or however you say it in August. It wasn't a thing. It was Delta. But they wanted the mask mandate then. They've always wanted the mask mandate. They look for anything to do the mask mandate or to do vaccination mandates. And it's never just 2 weeks. It's never just 2 months. Their policy is once we get it, it's forever. We're having this giant national discussion. I heard Greenwald on Tucker talk about this last night, about what is our country going to look like after the pandemic if they ever let it end. And there's a very similar analogy Greenwald was talking about. Is this very much like the war on terror? We had this 9/11, horrific, and then that ended, or more or less, it subsided a little bit, the threat of Islamic terrorism. Can I say that on YouTube? But all these laws, all this infrastructure, stayed with us. That's exactly the debate we're having today, if we actually ever let this thing end. So I want to thank you for watching. I am drinking out of my beautiful Let's Go Brandon mug, which I got for Christmas. I mentioned in my last video. And none of you mentioned my awesome Sun Records. I actually got to go to Sun Records 2 years ago. It was almost exactly 2 years ago, just before the pandemic struck. And Memphis is awesome. I also had a great time in Nashville. Elvis's birthday is coming up next Saturday, I believe, January 8th. I was actually there January 8th. And if you go to Graceland on January 8th, you get Elvis birthday cake. I can't recommend it highly enough. Go to Sun Records, go to Beale Street. I'm sure they could use the business. Memphis is a great, great town. Nashville, obviously, as well. But don't go to Tennessee without visiting Memphis. Hey, thanks for watching. I'm John F. Gately. You can call me Jack from beautiful Plymouth, Massachusetts, America's hometown behind enemy lines. We'll see you in the next show. Bye-bye.